And welcome back to the channel, American Eagle Rises. Your host Frank. Friday. Yeah, guys, we made it through another week. At least I made it through another week. I hope you guys did too. Man, geez, every week that's been going on in my work, man, it's just. That's why we keep it nice and tight. Yeah. I have hair, but I love cutting it short. So, that's to represent all my brothers that can't really grow a lot of hair, or maybe they did. I got a friend, he had beautiful long hair when he was a teenager, but he's like, hey, I'm going to grow it out because, and he pulled his hair back, and he had a major receding hairline. So yeah, he rocked that as long as he could. It's still not too bad, but he's got the traditional, that's what I had, like most guys have. Come on, I think most, I sort of, I got that a little bit there. It's not too bad, guys. What do you think, right? A little bit up there. If I grow it out, all that kind of goes away, but it's the summer. We're not gonna, I'm not sure if I'm gonna cut it again. Let's see. Yeah, no, you guys are like, this is America First News. Yeah, damn it, it's my America First News, right? Anyway, we're silly on the channel, right? Because I don't really have a lot for you guys today. Sorry, we don't have a lot of America First News. But yeah, it was also payday for me. Yeah, it was like, I call it double payday. If you guys haven't seen the rest of my videos, I did make a couple comments in the last, maybe about last month. Every so often I put it in one of my videos here or there, but I had a loan against my 401k. I took it out 5 years ago, and it was like at like 3.25 interest rate or something. It was really, really low. At the time it was high, because I think almost everything was like, I don't want to say zero, but I'm like, that's a pretty low interest rate, What do we do with it? As long as we make that much from an annual basis, or at least average into that. And we did. So it was a successful experiment. We probably could have done a little bit better. A couple of things we did, yeah, we probably should have never done that. But at that time, I took all those funds, which was like $35,000. Sounds like a lot, but over 5 years, that's not all that bad to pay all that back. It did come out of my paycheck, so I didn't have to pay out of my own money. So, kind of got used to living on that lower amount. And it was actually funny because in 2020, we actually got a pay cut. So it was more like a deferment. So they were paying us a lower amount. And they're like, oh yeah, we're going to pay you back. And I'm like, really? I hope so. And then I think it was like in November, they paid it back. And then I think they gave us like 5% interest, which at the time was actually pretty good, right? But like in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, oh, okay. So I think I made like an extra $500 from that, and I'm like, yeah, well, where's all the free money? I didn't get any of that stuff. I didn't get any stimmies. Didn't get any of that shit. I knew people, they got more on unemployment than they were working, and I'm like, here I am, busting my ass. And then eventually I wasn't horribly busting my ass, but they're making more money, not doing anything, and just goofing off for like almost 2 years. So anyway, I'm still a little bitter about that. Anyway, yeah, so we had paid that off last month. So today was the first paycheck in August, because we get paid twice a month. The 15th and the last day. And it was like, what was it? Like 300, not quite, I don't know, somewhere around $325. So that's going to be not quite $650 a month, right? So I was like, hey, this is great. So it's like I call it a double bonus, because I think when I get my bonus, it's only like 100 and something more per month. So, yeah. But we're already, I think you guys, if you're new here, maybe you're still kind of acclimating. I made a couple comments prior in my video about paying down the car note. I think I'm like right around 14,000, which is not bad. The car was 23,000. I think I financed something like 15,000. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 18,000. I think maybe a little bit more than 18,000. But yeah, so now it's down to 14. So basically, I'm paying more than the payment. So I'm paying an extra $500. So I did that today. You know, so we are also paying a little bit more in principal in the mortgage, but that's at 4%. You know, so I don't know about that one. So we will pay more, but I'm not in any hurry yet. The car note's at 5.5. You know, with a credit score like 815, 820, you think I'd get a better, but no, I don't. It doesn't matter. I only took a 4-year term on that, and the way I'm paying it right now, it'll be gone in 2 years. So, you know, and any time we can just take care of it if we want, right? But hey, in the meantime, it does give you actually a slight boost in your credit score. Number 1 for credit utilization. Number 2, if you're always on time, right? Then that adds more to your reliability, you know, and then your utilization score. And then there's another factor. It's not the biggest factor, but it's like types of credit lines. So, you know, I have a mortgage, right? And I have credit cards, right? So I never had a car loan for the longest time. So this is another form of credit. So that really shows like, hey, not only do you have all this credit, but it's different forms of credit, and you're always on time, and your utilization is good. So that's actually going to boost, even though it's a new account, the different type of credit. It's already increased my credit score. So, so we'll do that for another 2. Anyway, guys, yeah, the market doesn't know what it wants to do. The 10-year Treasury note went, yeah, I can't talk today, guys. You guys know me on Fridays. Like, I don't want to say we're dead inside, but we are dead inside. But like, it's like, hey, we're done. I'm done engineering. I'm done. I can't. You know, one plus one is 3. I don't. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Let's get to the relaxing. We don't drink any beer anymore, so we are still slowly losing weight. So this 48-hour fast stuff, and then trying not. Yeah, I call it the scorched earth method. So I don't know if I'm going to get back to my fighting weight. But dude, I mean, I'm under 200 pounds now. That's great. What was it? I think in my, like, not quite, was I? Yeah, I think I was like 30 something. But in 2006, I was like massively overweight. I think I was like 250 or something. Yeah, I know. I haven't been that big since then. So I think, yeah. So that's good, right? So I'm 51. If we can keep it at this rate or lower, because I'm pretty sure once whatever weight I get down to, it's probably going to be the last time I lose any significantly weight, and then it might just drift up over time, and you know, whatever. I'm 51, almost 52, right? So we're not a complete fat ass yet. Sorry. Anyway, basis points. That's all. I was doing that so that my brain could remember all that. All right, that's how long it took my brain to remember. Okay. Yeah. So it went up. What was it? 4 basis points. The DXY strength went down. So that's kind of weird. That normally doesn't kind of happen. So even though the dollar value went down, that's probably not what exactly went down. It's a relative measure. So probably like the euro kind of gained on the dollar. So that's probably what happened. Because normally when the treasury yield goes up, the dollar should strengthen. So the other currencies must have strengthened faster than the US dollar. Bitcoin was kind of up early. It's just drifted down and down and down. All the other ones. I did make a couple smaller purchases. I did buy Solana, crypto. It pays like 5.5, 5.5 on Coinbase, 5.65 I believe on Uphold. Yeah, so if it's on sale and it pays you that, it's better than what I'm getting with the government with my 4.5%. I do that. I just keep those going, and what do shit, guys, I might have finally got 6 figures into that. Holy shit. Damn, I need to start talking to Raymond and who's that? Chad guy. Oh man, I'm still a W-2 guy, so. But we're trying to get every deduction. I'm not maxing out my 401k right now. I'm trying to. I'd rather pay some of my debt off right now, especially now. I don't know, a bar of milk meltdown. Then I'll dive back. I don't know. We don't know. We're just trying to do the best we can. But yeah, we did buy that. Oh, it looks like gold and silver are kind of railing a little bit. Nothing major, but all the metals and all the miners were bleeding earlier this morning. But they're finally turning green. SPY has been kind of... It was slightly up earlier, but now it's drifting back down. It's in the red. It probably wants that free money, right? So it looks like maybe whatever data that it didn't specify what data here, so I'm sorry I can't report anything to you. It just looks like the data, even though the PPI yesterday came in hot, it looks like who knows? That might just be the only data point that's indicating elevated cost. So that might be, I don't want to call it more of a one-off, but this data is fake. So we don't know if it's fake on the high side, fake on the low side, fake sideways. Right? Who knows? Who knows these data points? But even though it's all fake data, it's starting to suggest, right? The market's looking for that quarter point cut. And again, it's only a quarter. It's only a 25 basis point cut. And that's going to be near the end of September. So the market's probably going to kind of do this little sideways until we get to, and then they'll announce the cut, and then they'll probably sell off. So if you guys have been looking to kind of maybe slowly add, maybe consider now, but don't go, like, kind of just get your feet wet, right? Let's say you have $1,000 that you want to put in the market. Don't put more than $100 in for the next month, right? And then just keep bleeding that in. I know it's real. If you can automate it, that's the best. Because like on my Coinbase for crypto, I love it because I do pay, like, it's $30 a month, but I don't pay any transaction fees. So what that allows me to do is I can buy small increments of a Bitcoin. I mean, I can just buy like $1 of Bitcoin each day, right? So that's $30. But if I can buy $1 a day, it's kind of dollar average costing. Crypto's a little funky because you can have wild swings in the same day. So, but hey, right, you know, in the stock market's harder to do that because you got to buy a full share. You can't buy micro share. Now, I don't know, maybe there's like Robinhood and stuff like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, again, I guess if you have no exposure, you got to use what you got. But I'm thinking, man, maybe the best course of action is just park your money. And I don't want to say just park it in a zero, right? Park it and get something. You can get over 4% lending it to the government. They're going to pay you one way or the other. I don't know if the currency may be debased, but at least you're not getting zero in a checking account, right? So the only other kind of noteworthy thing, looks like Putin and Trump did make it to Alaska. I've been hearing some conflicting data reports. Some are saying that they're talking, or at least they talked, but maybe they're not talking about Ukraine. I don't know. And then one said, oh, it got canceled. And I'm like, well, why is it canceled? They made it to Alaska. So, again, they love making these clickbaity. So, even though maybe the official talk of Ukraine is canceled, come on, it's Trump and Putin. They're going to talk about Ukraine. So, stupid media, man. And again, this is MSN, and to be honest, some of these other news agencies are more communist than even MSN, if you can believe that, right? Yeah, I still keep hearing IRS gonna give us stimmy checks. You know, is it gonna be everyone? I'm telling you, Trump, you fucked up last time. I didn't get any damn stimmies, okay? To be honest, I don't want any stimmies to go out. I know, hot take. So maybe that's what I'll leave with you guys here is, why do I say that, right? I can tell you, and I would think most of my viewers and watchers would probably mostly agree with me. I get it. I would love to have free money, right? You know, irony is I never get these free handouts from the government. I'm the one, you know, paying the government so that the government can go free money for these assholes. And those assholes don't like me. It's like, dude, I pay your fucking, you know, Section 8 bullshit. I pay for your EBT, right? So stop hating. I'm the one working. I'm about to roll over because I'm 51. And like, what do I have? I don't have anything in my life to look forward to. You know, the only thing I have to look forward to is dying. And I'm not sure if I want to die either. It's just, you know, there's no incentive for anything, right? And like I said, I'm not, you know, I'm not even down on my luck, right? Like, yeah, okay, I'm busting my ass, but, you know, considering like what other people had to deal with in the past. But anyway, this is just to say, whatever, we live in a different time and an age. I get it, right? But I'm trying to just bring things into perspective about my own struggles, right? But if the government actually has money and they want, I get it, that you're trying to like, I don't know, it almost feels like you're trying to pacify me. You can't pacify me. No. I'm one of those crazy people. I'm a nonconformist, and I'll always be a nonconformist. And it's funny because like the more you tell me I can't do something, I don't want to say I'll do it out of spite, but that's kind of how I am, man. And it's like, I don't want to be like that. Like, I don't want to do it out of spite. But it's just like, man, leave me alone. And it's like, you didn't cut your lawn long enough. Oh, yeah? Oh, you don't like that? Right? Oh, well, then we'll just let it grow a little longer. Right? Like, it's like, I was already not conforming. Now you're just giving me more instead of not to, right? You know, because, like, heaven forbid I have a complaint. Right? Number one, who are you? You're nobody. What then? Right, guys? I swear to God. It's like everyone can complain. I'm done with that shit. Someone complaining, I'll just complain right back to them. Oh, you're so mean. Well, you're fucking mean because you don't give a shit about me. So fuck off, dude. It's Friday. I'm in a good mood. You know, you guys should see me when I'm in a bad mood, man. Yeah, we get shit. I don't want to say we should get shit done, but man, if you need demo work. Yeah, I could probably bust us some concrete with a fucking sledgehammer, and dude, I get done, man. I probably feel a lot better. I'll probably get some good sleep that night, but I'd rather that money not go to me or other people. Like, if we actually have, right, we should pay that shit down on the debt. Like, we have to. We have to. One of these days we have to, because if we don't, we'll be forced to. And again, no one wants to talk about this stuff, and I don't know why we're not. I don't know why more people that are, I don't know, I think we're all, I get it. I'm kind of there too. It's like you try and you try to help people out, and you try to like, hey, you know, we need to do this because of this, but if we don't, it's just going to be worse. They don't get it. They don't see it. Because they won't acknowledge it, right? It's like la 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 la, like a little damn kid, right? And you're just like, all right, man, you gotta live it the hard way, right? I'm just like, I don't want that hard time to happen because I know what's gonna happen, and it might actually be worse than what I think. That's why I don't want to think about that stuff. Because it's like, dude, I know how bad it can be, and it's just, No one wants to consider like, oh, Frank, you're just doom and gloom. Like, dude, that's not even doom and gloom. Like, we know what happens when there ain't, when there's just too much debt and they got to tax, and eventually there's no incentive, right? The person that's busting their ass, they're getting taxed, so eventually they're working, not getting any money. So then, right, just sit on the ground and just be like, well, that guy doesn't do anything and he gets free food. I bust my ass and I don't get any food, right? They want to like keep slaving it away. Well, I think different than Raymond. I don't want to say I agree, but there's always I call it the self-checkout, right? Right? They want you to be a slave and they want you to do all evil, right? Again, to say that it's a last resort is an understatement, right? But I'm just saying you might have a terrible choice, right? Imagine like, hey, you have to kill a little kid or whatever. I'd be like, no, I'll take myself out first before I do that, right? Like, you know what I mean? Shit like that. I mean, that's again, that would probably never happen, right? But I'm just saying, right? That's why we have to consider humanity's dark side, and I think this is a total blind side of all what's going on with society, human society altogether. I'm not even sure if we can eloquently talk about that or not, right? But again, getting back to this fictional maybe rebate check or whatever you want to call it, right? And it's only like $1,500, even let's call it $2,000, right? You're just going to get $2,000 once and that's it, right? Like, really? I know some people $2,000. Maybe that helps them for a couple of months, right? But even if it does, it's just a short period of time, right? It's just mild relief. I know it's sad to say that. It just, because what happens is when the music stops, it's just that much more worse, because you're like, oh gosh, oh finally, and then wham, now you're in more shock, right? Your system can't handle it, and it already didn't. So I don't know, right? I don't know, guys. It could go on and on about this. I didn't mean to kind of get all dark there, but I mean, I think we should be talking about these things, because if we don't talk about them, if and when they come, right, that means we're not prepared for it, right? And that the worst thing is something that everyone, they're conscious, or they're, like, then you become more of the deer in headlights. And I know some of these things, they're not pleasant to talk about, right? But, it's more like, hey, we should at least acknowledge this, especially if it's from our history, right? We know, like, look at the fall of Rome, right? There's a bunch of different things, but once it did happen, to say that it was a dark age, that's an understatement. We call it a dark age because there was no, like, arts and shit, right? But imagine, those first, 10, 20, maybe even close to 100 years. I mean, like, the surrounding areas, and, a lot of people probably just died because they didn't know what to do. They, probably people didn't know how to farm. They just, or they were slaves in one place, and then everything fell apart, and they're like, oh my God, I don't have a slave master, but I don't know how to get food, right? The master came and gave, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's kind of what we, imagine, I'm not sure about the internet, but imagine if the power went out, and it doesn't have to go out that long. That's the scary thing. I think, especially, I think water for purification, I think they say, if the power goes out for like 7 days, I guess all, the entire globe, whether or not that would actually happen, But if a large segment of the let's say the whole United States lost power for 7 days, like they said, like you, within like 1 year of without power, like 99% of the population would be dead. Shit like that. You know what I mean? Is it going to be gone without power for a year? Probably not. But that's just to show you how vulnerable things are. And it's not necessarily the power grid. It's just built on specialization. This is what happens when you have so much specialization. No one knows the whole thing, right? Back in the past, when technology wasn't as complicated, you might have one person that knows, oh, okay, here's all the 5 variables. You might have a couple of areas where some people specialize in, but like look at medicine, for crying out loud. Right? Even calling it general practice it's almost like you're a triage, right? And it's turned into, oh, okay, just take this pill here, right? Like, okay, I gotta, not this pill, not that. Okay, you take this one, right? Anyway, 26 minutes. Damn, I didn't think that'd be this long. That was a long, yeah, guys. I don't know. Sorry, you got extra. I could have actually turned that into my own video. We found the stop button. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna be working on our Camaro. I'll tell you guys about that tomorrow. All right, see you. Bye.